guys, it's Roxy with Roxie's Broadway Breakdown. Welcome back to my channel, and I am here to give you a few tips of how to get ready and prepare yourself to do a show. Whether this is your first show or your 100th show, I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of my checklist of how I get ready for a show. Everybody gets ready for a show and psychs themselves up differently to go out on stage and perform for 2.5 hours or however long the show is. But this is sort of my checklist, and maybe it'll, help you of, especially if you've never been in a show, and like what to expect of, what are you getting yourself into? Because this is different. This is very different from the rehearsal process you've been through and even the tech run-throughs. Performing is very, very different. You are there now for a non-stop 2-hour show, and that's a big commitment. And you have to be very disciplined and very present and ready for anything that could happen in that live performance. And so you want to be ready for any possible thing, and you hope nothing goes wrong. There's always that chance during a live performance, but you want to be mentally and physically ready for anything that could happen. So you want to be in your best possible mental state and physical state to give this 2-hour performance. So what I like to do is I like to get there an hour ahead of time. I know there's always your per usual 30-minute call, but I like to get there an hour ahead of time. And I like to just give myself that space to like vocally warm up and physically warm up and just not rush myself. And if I have a lead or like feature solo parts vocally, and if there's some high notes, I like to make sure they're there that night. It's like, let's see what my voice sounds like tonight. But I like to just mentally start getting in the state of the musical. I like to have time to put my makeup on so it doesn't look like haphazard and rushed. I like putting my stage makeup on. And I just like to take that time to start getting into character. We're not talking method acting, okay? You don't have to start calling me my character name. But I just like getting in the feel of the musical and just start kind of mentally getting ready to get in the character and prepare myself. I also like to be responsible for my own costumes and props. Yes, there's obviously wardrobe people and prop people, but I like to take an inventory of everything before I go out on stage. So I like to look through my costumes and make sure there's no like loose buttons or, zippers, or I like to look at my shoes and make sure there's no loose buckles, or if I have tap shoes, make sure the taps are good, there's no loose screws. I mean, you're thinking, wow, she's a little, over the top, but I just don't like surprises. I mean, yeah, something's always going to happen during a show, but I like to just make sure like everything's in order before each show. I also like to take a perusal backstage of like, is everything preset with my props? Make sure nothing's missing, because you hate to go for a prop during a show and it's not there, and then you're frantic. It's like, I have to be on stage, and like, where's the umbrella or whatever. So that's just me. I like to, obviously you're going to see everybody before the show and check in, and, I kind of like to see where's everybody's mood tonight, like these are the people you're going to perform with for the next couple of hours. And if somebody's had sort of a downer day, it's like, well, that might be interesting tonight. Hopefully everybody's professional enough to leave their outside baggage outside and just perform. And you should not let your outside stuff come into the theater, and just be present in the character and the musical. You gotta hope. I do, but not everybody's able to do that. But I just kind of like to see the energy of everybody. As a side note, I don't like to eat heavy before a show. I don't like to, especially if I'm going to be doing a lot of dancing, I don't like to eat like a big burger or pizza or pasta. That's usually just not how I eat anyway. But I just, especially before a show, that just weighs you down and you feel kind of sick. So, I mean, you definitely need to eat. Definitely eat before a show, because you need energy, and you need that energy to perform. But that's my personal preference. I just like to eat light before a show. And hydrate. You know, always keep water nearby. If you're a lead and you can't get back to your dressing room and, like, you know, get some water, keep it somewhere in the wings where you can find it. If you're an ensemble member and you have breaks in the show, you know, great. Hydrate, you know, keep a snack bar, you know, protein bar, whatever, something that keeps you, you know, up during the show. And then, you know, just during the show, stay present, stay disciplined and focused. I mean, it's easy to go backstage and goof off with your friends and talk and be silly. I mean, Lord knows I did that. You know, we chatted, we had fun, we, you know, did things, but just try not to get too far outside the realm of the show. You know, get on your phone, get distracted, because you really do want to try and stay in that character, stay in the moment, be present. You are doing a show, you are in a musical, and you know, you want to keep that little bubble, that little fantasy world you're creating for the audience. And so you want to try and stay in that moment for that, you know, time frame. After the show's done, you can go back to your life and do whatever, but you are creating this moment, so just keep that in mind. All right, there's my checklist. If you have any routines or anything you do before a show, I'd love for you to share that in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next.